Hey everyone, Trevor with the Ski Company. I want to talk to you today about the do's and don'ts of putting on your ski boots. One of the most common complaints that we get at the ski shop here is a lot of people don't like wearing ski boots. They don't like putting them on. There's a lot of little things that can make putting your ski boots on a lot easier and make your ski boots a lot more comfortable while you're skiing. Let's start just by talking about the actual boot itself. You're going to have a couple buckles on your boots. You're going to have your power strap up at the top. All of these are very important to have fitting correctly on your ski boots to ensure a good day on the hill. A lot of boots now, you're going to find the buckles are micro adjustable. They can spin righty tighty, lefty loosey, make them a little bit longer, a little bit shorter to really dial in that fit. First thing I want to talk about is just storing your boots. This is not how you want to keep your boots. Do not store your boots unbuckled all season. Don't store them unbuckled in between when you go skiing and not skiing. Always keep your boots buckled up. Keeping your boots buckled up is going to help retain that shape of the ski boot. All these plastic boots, they have a memory to them. They want to straighten back out. They want to deform. Keeping the boot just lightly buckled is really going to help make it easier to put the boot on and take the boot off. Make sure you also remember to do up the power strap. Before you even start putting your ski boots on, the first thing you need to have is a good pair of ski socks. Really make the investment into getting a good pair. Think of something with merino wool, a polyester, poly blend. Stay away from cotton. Remember, cotton kills. Also, if you have sweatpants on or anything like that, which you shouldn't be wearing, cotton kills, don't stuff the sweatpants into the ski boot. Don't layer up with multiple pairs of socks. All you need is one good ski sock. All right, to get started, the first thing you're going to want to do with your ski boots is make sure to unpop all of your buckles and undo the power strap so that way you can really open this boot up. Next, in order to put the ski boot on, you are going to have to use both hands. You will not be able to just take your foot and slide it into the boot. You will need to grab the boot with both hands. Grabbing the boot with both hands, you're going to want to pull the tongue forward, and then using your other hand, pull the tongue to the side and really open that ski boot up. Once the boot's opened up, your foot will slide right on it. Once your foot is in the boot, make sure that you position the tongue correctly. You want the tongue on the inside, and then the other part of the liner over it. And then lastly, you want the boot overlapping the tongue and the liner. Then you can start buckling the boot up. Everyone has different ways to buckle the boot up. Some people say start from the top, some people say start from the bottom. It's up to you where you want to start, but one thing is important. You only want to buckle the boot up lightly at first. Stand up in the boot. I like to pop these buckles off. Flex forward in the boot a couple times to get your heel really seated in the back, and then readjust your buckles. Putting your other ski boot on. Again, make sure you unbuckle the boot. As you're unbuckling the boot, I like to give the buckles just a little quarter turn so they stay out of the way. That way the boot doesn't latch itself again. Pull the tongue forward with the other hand, open the boot up. Once you have that boot opened up, nice and wide, your foot will just slide on in the boot. Once again, make sure the tongue is in the correct position, then start buckling the boot up. And don't forget to pull up on the tongue as you're putting the boots on. Don't push down on it. You want to pull up on the tongue. Pop these bottom buckles. Stand up. Flex the boot forward a couple times to get your heel seated. Then you can readjust the buckles. One thing to keep in mind is if you have a properly fit boot, when you buckle the boot, your buckles should just be at the start of the ladders or in the middle of the ladders. You don't want to really crank down on that boot. If you're struggling to buckle the boot, you're probably buckling it too tight or you're in the wrong size boot. So take your boots off, unbuckle your buckles. Again, try to give them that quarter turn so they stay out of the way. Undo your power strap. Make sure everything's completely unbuckled. Then same thing, pull that tongue forward and pull your foot out. You're gonna have to use two hands. I really like to have one hand on the tongue, one on the heel. So that way as that comes forward, I'm pulling forward with my right hand, pushing down with my left hand, and the boot comes right off. If for some reason you ever have a tough time unbuckling the boot, don't be afraid to really kind of over tighten that power strap, because that will relieve some of the pressure on the buckles. Putting on a 3-piece shell with a wrap liner is very similar to putting on your traditional 4-buckle boot. First thing you do, make sure you pop all the buckles. Undo the power strap. You're gonna push the tongue forward a little bit. You're gonna open up the wrap liner. Slide your foot in. The big thing here is make sure that that wrap liner is positioned correctly, and then buckle the boot up. Again, some people buckle the boot up differently, whether they start at the bottom or the top. It's up to you. Start with it lightly buckled. Pop the bottom 2 buckles. Kind of flex forward into the boot. And then readjust. Put a BOA boot on. First thing you want to do is pop the BOA, undo the power strap, unbuckle your boots. Same thing. Push that tongue all the way forward, using your other hand to push open the boot. With the boot properly open, you'll be able to put your foot in the boot, pull up on the tongue, make sure the buckles are in the correct place. Lightly buckle that boot up. Push the BOA in, and to tighten the BOA, you're going to turn it away from you. That will tighten the BOA and tighten the boot. And the nice thing with the BOA on the ski boots is if you over tighten it, you can just back it off by turning it towards you and relieve a little bit of pressure. And then to get out of the boot, pop the BOA, unbuckle the boot, take your power strap off, pull the tongue forward, and then you're out of the boot. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a thing or two about putting your boots on and taking them off. Next time you're on the hill, try to remember a couple of these things to make your day skiing a lot more enjoyable. And remember, if you ever have any questions, we're always here to help you out. Stop into any of our stores in Rochester, Syracuse, Buffalo, or Bloomfield, or give us a call or drop us a note on any of our social media pages. Look forward to seeing you guys in the store and out on the hill.